What's up, Dodgers fans? If you've been keeping up with the team lately, you already know it's been a rough ride on the injury front. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more complicated, right-hander Tony Gonsolin joined the ever-growing list of sideline pitchers. But wait, before you hit the panic button, there's actually a bit of good news hidden in all the uncertainty. Gonsolin underwent an MRI recently, and while the exact nature of his injury still isn't totally clear, the scan revealed something crucial. The ulnar collateral ligament in his elbow, the same one that was surgically repaired not long ago, is still intact. That might not sound like a celebration-worthy headline at first, but trust me, for a pitcher who's already had Tommy John surgery, this is huge. Because let's be real, had that ligament shown signs of tearing again, Gonsolin could have been looking at another year or more on the shelf. We're talking a potential recovery timeline that would stretch deep into the 2026 season. That kind of extended absence could have spelled the end of his time with the Dodgers. Altogether, the guy is already in line for a raise on his $5.4 million salary, and with his contract only running through 2026, another major injury would have put his future with the team in serious jeopardy. Now, let's talk about how Gonsolin's been doing this season, and it's definitely been a mixed bag. Coming off that Tommy John surgery, he managed to string together a few promising outings early on. In his first 7 big league appearances, he posted a solid 2.81 earned run average and looked like he might be getting back to form. The strikeout to walk ratio was strong too. 21 strikeouts to just 4 walks in his first 16 innings. But things took a turn recently. Over his last 4 starts, he's been roughed up pretty badly. Since mid-May, he's gone up against teams like the Angels, the Mets twice, and the Yankees, giving up a total of 15 runs in 20 innings. That stretch included 20 hits, 14 walks, and a whopping 7 home runs allowed. His strikeout to walk ratio in that period, just 17-14. Not exactly encouraging, but as rough as that sounds, the bigger concern is the state of the Dodgers' entire pitching staff. Gonsolin is just the latest name added to a list. That's honestly starting to look like a whole alternate rotation. 8 starters are currently on the injured list, and that doesn't even include Shohei Ohtani, who's still working his way back from injury. Some of the biggest arms in the organization, Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell among them, have barely touched the mound this season and are both stuck on the 60-day injured list. And the youth movement? Not much relief there either. Guys like Emmett Sheehan, River Ryan, Kyle Hurt, and Gavin Stone all began the year sidelined. The first 3 are recovering from Tommy John surgery, and Stone's dealing with a shoulder issue that might cost him the entire 2025 season. Then you've got Roki Sasaki, the highly touted right-hander from Japan, who's been out for over a month now with a shoulder impingement. It's like the Dodgers are trying to run a pitching clinic on injury rehab this year. Despite all that chaos, though, there's still some light at the end of the tunnel. Yoshinobu Yamamoto remains healthy and is holding down the top spot in the rotation. Right behind him, we've got the ever-reliable Clayton Kershaw, who somehow keeps delivering even as the years pile up. Dustin May is back in the mix, along with lefty Justin Robleski. And while Jose Urena is currently working out of the bullpen, he's got plenty of experience starting games and could be called on if things get any more desperate. Down in AAA, the Dodgers have some rotation depth on the 40-man roster, though it's kind of a mixed picture. Landon Knack has had a few shots at the bigs this year, but hasn't exactly dominated. He's been hit hard in his 7 starts. Bobby Miller and Nick Frasso have both struggled in the minors, while Matt Sauer is the one guy who's looked decent lately. He's been sharp in AAA and even looked solid in a limited swingman role during his brief major league time. Even with the injury report looking like a hospital chart, Dodgers general manager Brandon Gomes isn't panicking, at least not publicly. Speaking recently, he downplayed the idea of rushing out to make trades for starting pitching before the deadline. According to him, the internal outlook is promising enough that the front office believes the answers are already in the building. But let's be honest, that might just be classic front office gamesmanship. Those comments came before Gonsolin's injury was confirmed, and a couple more setbacks could quickly change that tune. Speaking of reinforcements, there is some real progress happening on the rehab trail. Emmett Sheehan, for example, is about 13 months out from his Tommy John surgery and is already making rehab starts in the minors. He's made 3 appearances so far, 1 at the rookie-level complex league, and 2 in AAA. And the results have been impressive. 9 innings, 1 earned run, 14 strikeouts, just 1 walk, and a hit by pitch. In his latest outing on June 7th, he threw 57 pitches, which suggests he's building up stamina and might not be far from a return. Of course, we can't expect him to jump right into a full workload. He'll probably need another rehab start or 2, maybe more, before the team even considers activating him. But here's the exciting part. Sheehan is still only 25 years old, and the raw talent is definitely still there. His fastball is averaging 96.3 miles per hour, which is actually a bit higher than what he was throwing before surgery. Now, part of that could just be the shorter stints. He's not turning a lineup over 2 or 3 times yet, but either way, the velocity is a promising sign. If all goes well, Sheehan could be back in Dodger blue before the end of the month, giving the rotation a much-needed boost. And given how depleted the pitching staff is right now, even 1 solid arm returning can make a world of difference. The team knows that to keep pace with the rest of the league, especially when October starts creeping into view, they'll need every healthy, effective arm they can get their hands on. The Dodgers' pitching situation is a puzzle with many moving parts, and the front office is clearly navigating through a maze of uncertainties. While the core rotation still features some familiar faces, the constant threat of injuries looms large over the season's prospects. The stability of pitchers like Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Clayton Kershaw has been a saving grace. But the question remains, can the rest of the staff step up and fill the void left by so many sideline starters? Dustin May and Justin Robleski are showing signs of reliability, but the margin for error is razor thin, especially as the team pushes toward the critical stretch of the season. The bullpen, often overlooked in these conversations, is also playing a significant role in keeping the Dodgers competitive. Veteran Jose Urena, while primarily a reliever these days, brings valuable starting experience to the table, giving the manager flexibility in how he handles matchups and innings. The ability to extend innings or spot start in emergencies could be a game changer, especially with the bullpen depth being tested by the volume of innings required to cover for the ailing rotation. Meanwhile, the prospects waiting in the wings are under pressure to prove themselves quickly. Landon Knack, despite his struggles at the major league level, remains an option the team must consider given the current circumstances. Bobby Miller and Nick Frasso have not yet found their footing in the minors, which adds to the uncertainty. Matt Sauer's recent performances offer a glimmer of hope, but relying heavily on young arms with limited big league experience is always a gamble. The balance between fostering development and maintaining competitiveness is delicate, and the Dodgers management is walking a tightrope in this regard. General Manager Brandon Gomes' comments about relying on in-house talent reflect a broader strategy that values patience and confidence in the development pipeline. However, it's clear that the team is prepared to pivot if the situation worsens. Injuries have a way of derailing even the best-laid plans, and the Dodgers know they need contingency plans. The front office's measured optimism might also be a tactic to keep trade partners guessing, preserving leverage as the trade deadline approaches. The progress of players like Emmett Sheehan is crucial in this equation. His rehab journey is not just about returning a single pitcher to the roster. It symbolizes hope for the future of the Dodgers pitching staff. His impressive strikeout numbers and rising velocity suggest he could become a significant contributor if he continues on this upward trajectory. The timing of his return could not be more critical as the team looks to solidify its rotation and build momentum heading into the summer months. Sheehan's development also highlights the importance of medical and training staff in managing injuries and recovery. The team's ability to monitor pitch counts, adjust workloads, and implement tailored rehabilitation programs can make or break a player's comeback. In a sport where the difference between success and failure often hinges on health, the Dodgers' investment in these areas could pay dividends down the line. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Whispers are growing louder around Chavez Ravine, and the latest name swirling in the ever-active MLB rumor mill is none other than Freddy Peralta. According to sources close to the situation, the Los Angeles Dodgers may have quietly secured a blockbuster deal to bring the Milwaukee Brewers right-hander to Southern California. While no official announcement has been made, multiple insiders suggest that the move is not just speculation, it's a done deal. Peralta, known for his electric fastball and deceptive breaking pitches, has long been considered one of the most underrated arms in the National League. His steady rise in recent seasons has caught the attention of contenders, and if the rumors prove true, the Dodgers have pulled off a coup by adding a legitimate ace to an already star-studded rotation. The timing of this potential move is intriguing. The Dodgers have been dealing with injuries and inconsistency in their starting staff, and Peralta could be the stabilizing force they desperately need heading into the second half of the season. Though neither team has confirmed the trade, those close to the Brewers or organization have hinted at internal shifts and a quiet farewell from Peralta that have only fueled speculation. Could this be the start of a new era in Los Angeles? Peralta's playoff caliber arm paired with the Dodgers' offensive firepower might be the recipe for another deep October run. It remains to be seen whether this reported deal includes prospects or established names. But given the Dodgers' deep farm system, it's easy to imagine Milwaukee being enticed by a package too good to refuse. Until the ink dries, fans will have to wait and watch. But one thing is certain, if Freddy Peralta is indeed headed to LA, the Dodgers may have just found their new ace, and the National League better take notice. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.